Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Allivo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I'm Allison Kinney. Now let's take a look at what's making agricultural news. A new USDA labeling rule takes effect January 1, tightening standards for when meat, poultry, and egg products may be identified as a product of the United States. Under the regulation, finalized in March of 2024, companies may use labels such as Product of USA or Made in the USA only if the animals were born, raised, slaughtered, and processed in the United States. Meat from animals imported live for feeding or processing no longer qualifies. Products that are minimally processed may use qualified claims such as noting they were sliced or packaged domestically using imported meat. The rule does not require companies to use U.S. origin labels, but any firm that does must maintain records supporting the claim. USDA will generically approve labels without additional verification programs. The regulation applies only to domestic sales, not exports. Critics warn that it would strain trade ties, particularly in Canada and Mexico, and discourage the import of live animals. Also making headlines, congressional Republicans plan to revive stalled Farm Bill negotiations in January after failing to pass a new measure by the year's end, extending uncertainty for farmers facing high cost, inflation, and trade disruptions. House Agriculture Committee Chairman G.T. Thompson said he hopes to schedule a committee markup ahead of the January 30th funding deadline, though he acknowledged it may be difficult to attach the bill to must-pass spending legislation. The delay means Congress will enter a third year without updating major agricultural policy. Lawmakers remain divided over whether a traditional 5-year farm bill is still achievable. Thompson and Senate Agriculture Chairman John Boozman said progress remains possible, even in an election year, but some policy experts are skeptical, noting recent budget legislation sharply expanded farm subsidies while cutting food assistance, weakening the long-standing political link between the two. Congress extended the 2018 Farm Bill for another year in December, giving the lawmakers until September 30th of 2026 to enact a replacement. Now let's take a look at the markets, brought to you by Seed Consultants, simply better performance. Learn more online at seedconsultants.com. March corn closing in today up a half at 447.5. May corn is up 1 at 455.5. January soybeans are down 1 3/4 at 1051.5. March soybeans down 1 1/4 at 1063 3/4. And July wheat is up 1 1/4 at 538.5. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to the Ohio AgNet.